Welcome back to our nation's capital. Marist with a 14-0 lead on Georgetown here at the half. Jeremy Huber, Michael Niebrick back with you. And Mike, again, the Hoyas, not what they want on the offensive side of things. Their defense keeping them in the game.
Defense definitely keeping them in the game. I mean, this game could easily be 28-0 right now. Defense really keeping them in, but they got to find something on offense. They need to go into that locker room right now and just find something. Get something going to get a little bit of positivity on the offensive side of the ball.
Here's our first half highlights. The defense early stepping up for Marist. There's Christian with the long play there. Hoyas, though, get a stop right there on fourth down.
Huge stop on fourth down, and again, we mentioned it. This could be 28-0. This was a huge defensive play right at the beginning of the game on that fourth down stop.
And then, though, Marist would get the ball back and find a way to get it back down the field. Just on Christian, key in that. Again, just quick passes by White, moving him down the field.
Yeah, Mike White's done a great job in this first half right now, just taking what the defense gives him, getting rid of the football, getting it out of his hands quickly, and getting it to his playmakers on the edges.
That one down by contact. Eventually, we would see the Hoyas make a big play there, but a penalty would nullify it a couple plays later, would give Marist another shot, and eventually they would find their way into the end zone as David Shannon coming up right here. Nice scramble drill by White, and he finds his receiver.
Yeah, they've had a couple of really nice scramble drills today. Mike White just using those legs, getting outside of the pocket, using his athleticism to create plays and give his wide receivers a chance to get open down the field, and they're doing a good job for him.
Again, Hoyas trying to find their way downfield, but Drew Daniel with a pick there on an errant pass by Barnes.
Yeah, errant pass by Barnes, threw it behind his wide receiver. Drew Daniel right there on the coverage to get the pick, and then most importantly, get those yards after the catch.
And then Calhoun would bang his way into the end zone against a tired Georgetown front to put the Foxes up by 2 scores. Hoyas would find a way to start moving the ball down the field. Morris with the catch there, but again, just Hoyas with issues. Could not get things going either by their penalties or by Marist. Tim Barnes making a play here, and smart play, as we talked about last year, saw his season end against Harvard. On a play like that, gets down, avoids the hit.
Yeah, and a play like that is honestly huge for a quarterback's confidence, or anybody who's coming back from an injury, you know, landing on that shoulder, getting up and being, okay, I'm good to go. Now let me get back into this thing.
Then we've seen Nazarian in the game. This one, I believe, came back on a penalty, but showing off some nice moves there as the backup to Calhoun. And we would see the Hoyas on special teams not be able to get a big play. Darius letting that one go back deep in his own territory. Again, Hoyas playing from short fields all day long.
Yeah, we mentioned it there. Darius, rough position that he was in, but a great job by punt coverage on the Marist team. And again, you know, every drive it seems they're starting inside their own 10-yard line. Very, very difficult for an offense, especially an offense like this that's struggling to get outside of that.
Did see the Hoyas start to put some pressure on White. That was Duval Paul there with a big stack to snuff out a drive early in the drive on a first down, make it long sticks for the Hoyas. Again, you would see Georgetown getting in the backfield, making plays back there. Just haven't been enough of them, though. Again, 14 points, not the worst thing in the world. It is a manageable comeback, but the Hoyas will have to do so as they trail Marist 14-0 at the half. You're watching it right here on Stadium.com.
The Patriot League, today's scholar athlete, tomorrow's leader.
Counting on it.
Patriot League, today's scholar athlete, tomorrow's leader.
You know I'm counting on it. Stay with me, let it keep on coming. You and I need to hold on to it. Yeah, as the world is in a constant motion. Stay with me through the strange emotion. You and I, we will make it through.
The Patriot League, today's scholar athlete, tomorrow's leader.
Welcome back to our nation's capital. Marist with a 14-0 lead on Georgetown at the half. Jeremy Huber, Mike Niebrick with you. I'm going to take a look at our first half stats in just a second. But, Mike, what if you're the Hoyas? You got to go ahead and get going in the second half.
Well, it's their offense. You got to get the offense going, get some kind of rhythm going. You see here these first half stats, the difference in quarterback play. Mike White right now, 16 of 23, 126 yards and 1 touchdown. That could well easily, be a little bit higher had he not had a couple of bad throws there. But Tim Barnes needs to step it up a little bit. 8 for 17, 50 yards, 1 interception. That is not good enough to win you a football game.
And you look so far, obviously yardage advantage, passing yardage. The only thing really equal is the rushing yardage. And, again, Hoyas having trouble on third down.
Well, that's the biggest stat that stands out for me on this slide right here is 1 for 7 on third down. Last week they were 1 for 13. Possessions like that end in 3 and outs, you don't have much going on offense. Going 1 for 7 on third down, you're not going to win a lot of football games at this level, especially going up against a Marist offense that is this potent, sitting there at 3 for 8 on third down, 50%. That's exactly where you want to be if you're a good offense, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah, Marist getting the job done, moving the chains. That's the important thing. Looking at the preseason poll, Hoyas picked to be 6th in the Patriot League. Lehigh getting 11 first-place votes. They're doing some good things up in Bethlehem right now.
Yeah, they're definitely doing some good things up there. They're actually sitting at 0-2 right now, though, so struggling a little bit out of the gates. I think that Colgate, Fordham, Lehigh, those 3 teams right there are really going to fight it out here in the Patriot League.
Should be interesting to see. Pioneer League standing, San Diego, the first-place team there, followed by Dayton. Marist in the upper half of the Pioneer League. Last time they beat the Hoyas here at Georgetown, they end up being co-champions that back in 2013, so they're hoping that maybe that can happen again this year as they have the 14-0 lead at the half on the Hoyas. You're watching it right here on today's contest, that is on Patriot League Network on Stadium. Thank you, Amanda, and thank you, Coach. Let's take a look at your second half highlights, and really not too much to speak about Marist. They held on to that 14-point lead that they got in the first half, but they would make some plays to keep things going. Of course, we'd see Georgetown step with that big hit by Daniel Yankovic.
Yeah, you can pretty much sum up the second half in one word, and that's defense, defense, defense. On both teams came out and just absolutely dominated defensively. Offenses really couldn't get much going, especially the Georgetown defense, really suffocating that Marist offense after the big offensive output that they had in the first half there. But as we're seeing here, Georgetown had a couple of drives that they put some stuff together, ended up getting 12 points. Tim Barnes found a rhythm on a couple of drives there and was starting to throw the football down the field and made some big plays.
But we would see Marist make enough plays just to flip field position. We see a long pass and catch right there. Just seemed like they didn't do a lot, but they did enough just to keep things in their favor. Never give Georgetown a really short field, never do anything like that. They could really let the Hoyas get completely back into the game.
Yeah, I think you said it best right there is they made just enough plays to win the football game in the second half there. You know, Mike White making some plays with his feet, getting outside the pocket, and forcing the field position battle. You know, one of our keys to victory was win the field position battle. I think in that second half there, Marist made just enough plays to end up winning that field position battle and ultimately winning the football game.
We'd see the Hoyas make some good plays on special teams. We talked about the Hoyas winning the kicking game. I think they did that today. Maybe not completely to their liking, no block kicks, anything like that, but they were able to go ahead on that side of things, get some things, especially in the punting game, move field position, get good chances. But Marist also defensively, they didn't have their best second half defensively, but they made some plays like that against Barnes, some drive-killing sacks. We'd also see the Hoyas in their side of things make plays. Right here, this was what we thought could have been a game changer, but Jessen on that free play just couldn't get the foot down inbounds. We would see Tim Barnes using his legs to keep some drives alive, which was a good sign for Georgetown.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, as an offensive unit and as a team, you know, you see plays like that from Tim Barnes. You see he's come back from that injury, and those are huge for him. And especially a throw like this. You know, he made some big, tough-time plays today that, you know, he might not have made last year after, you know, once he got hurt. Might have been a little bit, you know, gun-shy with it, but made enough plays today that, you know, you kind of gain that respect back from your teammates.
Tough running by Corey Calhoun right there, as he's able to go ahead and get that first down. But he would get stopped. Hoya's defense would get their team the ball back one last time. We would see the final Stanford band type play here. Darius, the guy, you want to get it in his hands. He's got the speed, but a good job by Marist and West Beans to be right there when needed to go ahead and make that big hit to end the game.
You talk about a form tackle to end a football game. West Beans right there said, I'm not having any more of this. I'm going home with a victory.
Thank you, everyone, who helped put this broadcast together. Thank you to my broadcast partner, Michael Niebrick. I'm Jeremy Huber, your final from the district. Marist comes to D.C. and beats Georgetown 14-12. For my broadcast partner, Michael Niebrick, I'm Jeremy Huber saying good afternoon from Washington, D.C. Again, your final score, Marist over Georgetown 14-12. For more live Patriot League broadcast features and information, go to watchstadium.com. This has been an exclusive presentation of the Patriot League on Stadium. Good afternoon, everybody.